like Amanda's already said, you know, charity, there's lots of good causes and lots of good charities, but for those of you who don't know, I'm ex-military, and mental health and mental health care was not even being anywhere near touched while I was during my service life. They are starting to change things now, and it's much more apparent that people are being affected. I've heard some horrendous stories of guys coming back from Afghanistan, standing on a railway platform, considering whether they should jump or stay. And that, listening to people that have actually served our country and are in that state, that worries me slightly, that what we put these people through, but thankfully, they're not all doing it. And obviously that's quite pertinent for some of the people that we've got around the tables this evening with what happens on the railway line. But I've heard that from actual ex-servicemen that have said they've contemplated that decision, which is quite frightening. So I think it's a great charity that we're supporting this evening, and you're going to hear a little bit more about Chasing the Stigma, which I think is a really good cause, and that's what we're raising money for this evening. So, let me tell you a little bit about dBD. So I love using quotes, and to use a quote from probably the greatest explorer that I've ever read about, which is a bit of a, I have to say this correctly because you obviously won't be politically correct, but a vertically challenged big-footed hobbit from the Shires, I think you know what I'm talking about now, was quoted to say, "We're going on an adventure," and we definitely have been on an adventure. To use another analogy, we started dBD in 2002, that's 20 years ago, under the stairs. Harry Potter world, here we are, right? So from under that stairs on a laptop, there I was, tapping away on the computer, starting dBD, right? Did we turn into muggles or wizards? I don't know, you tell me, but not yet. So what that journey has entailed? Well, we've literally gone from that single man on a computer watching the world go by at the front door, when Amanda joined me 6 months later, just because she knew she didn't tell me what to do, right? But joined us in the house, and then we continued to grow the company slowly through a period of time where we were doing all sorts of different things like consultancy, system design, and bits and pieces, until we stumbled across the Network Rail opportunity, where sadly they were killing more people on the railway line than they were losing soldiers in Afghanistan through poor communications with plant machines, which is quite a sad fact, but that's what my ears picked up and went, oh my God. So some of the points going up to that particular period of dBD's history, we would supply communications to the military program called Bowman, which was a communication systems, was providing consultancy to effectively mitigate the risks from IEDs in Afghanistan and Iraq. We survived the Carillion demise. There's a challenge, but we managed to get through it. 30% of our business at the time when Carillion went under was with them, so that was quite hard. 2 recessions, PA accreditation. Anyone that knows that have ever been through the Network Rail PA accreditation procedure, if you come out alive without the scars and flame marks on your back, you're lucky. But yeah, we did, we got there. And as I said, what an adventure it's been. Where are we now? Well, we are working very hard, obviously, with our incumbent market, with the railway. Those of you who don't know, we've got about 80% share of the rail market in the UK for a particular product, known as duplex comms. And that's, again, through blood, sweat and tears. But some of you might not know is that we've also got this emerging market in the air industry. Now, we are trading in Thailand, we're trading in Singapore, we're trading in New Zealand. We have Air New Zealand, Singapore Airlines, Bangkok International Airport. We're working with EasyJet. We're working in a number of airports at the moment, and that's, you know, quite an emerging market for us at the moment, which is quite exciting. So we are dealing internationally, and now we've just opened up America. I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing, but that actually means that the sun doesn't set now on dBD, which is a nice little phrase, but there we go. So, our journey, as I said, has been a very eventful one, and I've mentioned some of them already. But unlike the adventure that I've referred to already, We haven't had to fight dragons, or maybe we have, and in fact, people that understand that, then they're probably well versed to the Network Rail organisation. But goblins and dragons, yeah, we haven't really fought them. But we certainly have changed doctrine. We've changed doctrine and working practices, which has been really difficult. We're an SME. We've gone into corporate world and tried to tell Balfour Beatty how to do things different, and succeeded. We've gone into Network Rail and advised them on how to do things different, and succeeded. And that's a great accolade for an organisation that literally started from under the stairs as a good old muggle. Everyone knows what muggle is, right? And then obviously there's been the normal commercial challenges that any SME faces. You try and enter a new market as an SME, and everybody wants every document I's dotted and T's crossed, and all these procurement processes that you go through, accreditations approved in this sector, that sector, and that has its stresses on its own, which we've got through, which is a fantastic accreditation. So, unlike I'm going to refer to Hogwarts now, we didn't go down to the spell shop and say we're going to win business winning strategy and off we go and we're going to go into Network Rail and grab it. It's been hard, but we have really done tremendously well, and we've always punched above our weight. And as you can see, I'm not a small chap, so but there we go. We have got a strong entrepreneurial culture, and it's interesting that I heard quite a senior civil servant a couple of weeks ago explained to us on a board that I sit on that Essex, in this particular area, has the most entrepreneurial companies throughout the whole of the UK. And it's the spirit and it's the way in which business wants to strive to move forward and take its challenges. We're not just selling cars, taking wheels nicked around the corner. There is actually real business going on in Basildon, honest. So there is clearly a thank you there. There's a thank you to a number of people. There's obviously a thank you to my family, right? Because as you know, it's a family business. There's 4 of us from the family. 1 isn't in the family out of the 5 of us, but 4 of us are in the business. And that has been stressful for both when people were in the business and as they joined the business, and it's still stressful while we're all in the business. Family events can be very interesting at times, but we're still together, we're still smiling, no, not really, we're still smiling, and it's a credit to all of us. Also, there's been a number of people that have worked for dB3 through the various different transitions of the company, and they've all had their part to play, and it's been superb. What we've achieved is really down to the people that we've worked with in that team. No one individual is responsible for all of this. It's the whole corporate growth everyone's been engaged. Finally, not forgetting the customers. Oh my God, most of our customers, when anyone new joins our company, they are so surprised at how well we communicate and how much our customers believe in us and actually come to us and say, what should we do about this? What should we do about that? There isn't a supplier customer relationship. It is a team. It's an embodiment and it's an openness which is quite unique in most quarters. So, for all of that, for all the people, for everyone that's helped put dBD where they are, I thank you. So that's another cheers. Cheers. So as I said, we have got the major shareholder in Network Rail, but not just Network Rail, but the principal contractors that are surrounding it and create the rail infrastructure that a lot of people in this room work in. And that, as I said, that's a credit to how we've worked together. And actually, you know, the real thing for me is we've saved lives. They were killing people, Brian, I don't mean to be derogatory to the organisation, but the organisation was through poor communications, were having loss of life on railway lines before they put duplex in. Now we can't correlate completely, but we believe, looking at some of the HSE reports and the stuff that gets published about the rail fatalities, approximately 10% reduction after the introduction of duplex comms has happened with the loss of life. Some of that has got to be related to us and our products, which I am quite proud of. So we do continue to develop new markets, product services to sustain our growth, because growth is important. It's really important in any company to survive, and you can't stay still. You have to grow, because even if you stay still, you're going to diminish. So you must grow, and products and services to existing markets is always at the forefront of our growth path. We always source locally where we can, both resource and parts and products. And we're certainly encouraged by the local authority, which you will be hearing from in a moment. I think Thomas is eagerly in the traps waiting to replace me up here. But the local authority, they're certainly, their engagement policies for sort of things like the Lower Thames Crossing. If those who don't know, it's another tunnel that's going to hopefully take the pressure off of the Dartford Crossing. Free ports, sea parks, the university is all built to try and embed that growth in the local area, which is quite exciting, that we're actually right front and centre in the middle of that. There was a final thing I'm going to say now, and I've used some analogies off of different people, and yeah, I'm going back to my Hobbit friend, and I just want to sort of quote some lyrics here that I just found was quite fun. Days ended, dim my eyes, but journey long before me lies, sorry. Farewell friends, I hear the call, the ship's beside the stony wall. Foam is white and waves are grey, beyond the sunset leads my way. Foam is salt, the wind is free, I hear the rising of the sea. Why is that relevant? You're still going, oh my God, that's Bilbo Baggins's song. You're saying, what the hell's that got to do with it? Well, relating to those lines, days ended, dim my eyes. This, in my mind, relates to the markets that we have served and got a very substantial position in, and we've successfully penetrated. We have done that. We've been very successful in the construction market. But journey long before me lies. This is the challenges that we are always looking forward to. We are looking now. We've already got some international business, I mentioned, in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, etc. We're now tackling America. We have already received orders in the last few weeks from America. We are starting to gain our position in that market. And that's how we will look forward to our new campaigns, our new challenges. I hear the rising of the seas is the last line. We are already aware of the huge amount of potential business that's coming like a bow wave at dBD Communications. We're very confident that we're a company that's going to be around for a long, long time. So, thank you all again for coming. I really appreciate your support, both to dBD and the charity that we're supporting this evening. And let's look forward to the next 20 years. Here's to dBD.